Is 11 a Harshad number? How many of you say yes? How many of you say no? Please explain to others. No is correct. Please tell others. Those who have not raised their hands, they should also understand. Jai Hind. 17, 18, and 19. Which is Harshad, which is not Harshad? 18 is Harshad. How many of you agree? Fantastic. Great. Why? 17, is it Harshad? No. 19, is it Harshad? No. Very good. Now, between 40 and 60, tell me one Harshad number. 45. Fantastic. Right answer. Give a slogan, Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Okay. Why I am saying Jai Hind? Jai Hind has something to do with Hyderabad. Who gave the slogan Jai Hind? Does anyone know? Can you tell me who gave the slogan Jai Hind? And what it has to do with Abid Hassan Zafrani of Hyderabad. Does anyone know? First question, who gave the slogan Jai Hind? He was studying he was a high school student. He was from Kerala, who later on became the first elected Prime Minister of India. Then from him, a person from Hyderabad learned this. His name is Abid Hassan Zafrani. Now, you are free to look into the internet and tell me the name of the person, the one who gave the slogan Jai Hind, and what has Abid Hassan Zafrani to do with it. And many years later, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, then Nehru, Pandit Nehru, etc., they popularized it. Anyway, you are free to think, because these days are of internet, Google, Wikipedia, YouTube, you will find it out. I don't have to explain. There is another number called Dattatreya number. Dattatreya, has anyone seen the photo of a god called Dattatreya? Okay. What is special about Dattatreya that you can just by looking at it you know? How many heads he has? 3 heads. Okay. There is a number called Dattatreya number. Do you know that? For example, 169 is a Dattatreya number. 4949 is a Dattatreya number. What 3 things it has? It has something to do with a square number. 49 has got 3 squares embedded in it. Can somebody think and tell me? You are free to talk to each other. 4949 has got 3 squares. If you look at it, you will come to know. You got it? All 3. How many of you got all 3? Okay, please explain to others. Now, how many of you got 3 special? In 49, you could see 3 squares. How many of you are seeing it? Okay. Now, a little tough question. 169 also has 3 squares embedded in it. Can somebody think of it? Anybody knows? For 49, you have got 4, which is 2 square, 9 is 3 square, and 7 square is 49. So you know is it. Who can tell me about 169? 1 second. Okay. जोर से बोलो. उधर देख के बोलो.
In 169, 16 is the square of 4 and 9 is the square of 3 and the whole number 169 is the square of 30.
While talking, you should be careful with your last word, because we always shout at the first word and the last word is trailed off. So many people would not have heard 13. When people introduce themselves, they say, my name is Ravi. Did you understand anything? My name is not to be emphasized. My name is Ravi Kumar should be, but because it's coming at the end, we are in the habit of telling, finish it off in a hurry. That is not a good way of communication. Now your homework is find out 10 more Harshad numbers, 10 more Dattatreya numbers. Okay? Possible. If you have found 2, share with others, they will give you 2. When you give your 2 answers to them and they give 2 answers to you, how much is yours? No profit, no loss. I have $10, I give 10 rupees, I give it to him and he gives me 10 rupees. What will I get? Nothing. Same way, if I know 2 answers, I give it to him. I take 2 answers from him, I don't gain anything. Is it true? In knowledge, it goes on improving, it goes on increasing. The best way to learn is to teach. That's why I have come here. Now, all of you are doing computer science. Can you tell me what are the great inventions in computer science by Indians? Now, first question, before that, my question is, who is considered father of computer science? Huh? Say loudly. Here he says Charles Babbage. Any other name you want to say? What did Charles Babbage invent? What did Charles Babbage invent? Can somebody say? All of you know it. Just say. Look into the internet and say, no problem for me. But say it in the way everyone understands. If you are wasting your time, then you will lose many things. Once 1 hour is over, I will also walk off. Somebody should tell me who is Charles Babbage and what did he do? Stand up and say. One of you stand up and say. You are a student of Keshava. What is the full form? Keshava? How will people come to know that you are a student of Keshava Memorial? By being silent? Is that the image you want to create? If silence is the answer, then I can also keep quiet. You want me to do that? So nobody is going to tell me anything about Charles Babbage. And you are in second year. And by now, looking into the internet, you could have told me. One sentence you have to tell about Charles Babbage. There he has raised a hand. Can somebody give him a mic? And teachers and professors are free to tell their answers to the students. I have no problem. So that the students should answer. The teachers can sit anywhere they want in the midst of students. I have no problem. The first mechanical computer was invented by Charles Babbage. Fantastic. Give him a Jai Hind. Now, a little tougher question. What is the Indian input in the first computer that was made by mankind? That is Charles Babbage. How did he invent that? What was the Indian component for the invention of Charles Babbage's first computer, which should be known to every student in India, and it is not being taught anywhere. That is the problem. And even including Keshava Memorial, what is I for? Institute of Technology does not teach because nobody knows it. Why you want to hide the Indians' contribution? Can somebody tell me today or tomorrow? Okay. जरा जोर से बोलिए जय हिंद। क्या नाम है? हाँ? त्रिपुरा। जरा जोर से बोलिए क्या है कंप्यूटर? जोर से। Without 0 and 1, the computer will not work. So 0 was given. India's contribution in science is 0. You want to say that? And 0101 binary. Can somebody tell me who is the father of binary system in the world? Don't tell me 16th century. Tell me in the Vedas who gave binary system 0101. You all have a mobile. Why you are not using it? Let me give you a clue. His name starts with P. Did anyone find a person with the number P, starting with P? Who has found? Okay, so many of you. Please tell your friends and show them. Now, second question. What other Indian input was there with Charles Babbage, and therefore he was able to make this computer? One thing was 0101. Who gave him this knowledge is next question. But he had this knowledge. What other knowledge was given to him? For making a computer, you need those knowledge. Without that, you cannot make any computer. What is that? I am talking of the great grandfathers of computer science who helped Charles Babbage. One is Pingala. There's one more person, his name also starts with P. And even today's latest computer languages use the formula given by, if he was a foreigner, they will say doctorate for him. So, Dr. P. You have already P1, now this is P2. And the third great person, Dr. B. Who are those three great grandfathers of computer science? And tomorrow you must stage a morcha against your college principal. Why you are not teaching us Indian knowledge system, Bharatiya knowledge system? Why are you teaching only foreigners? You must do that. I am revolting against you. Anybody with the answers? देखिए आप सबके पास मोबाइल है. मोबाइल हम किस लिए उपयोग करते हैं? टू कम्युनिकेट विद समबडी, किसी से बात करने के लिए बात. वन यूज़ हो गया. दूसरा है इसमें लेटेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन, अभी क्रिकेट का क्या स्कोर हो गया है, न्यूज़ क्या चल रहा है, इन्फॉर्मेशन इसमें बहुत कुछ है. तीसरा एंटरटेनमेंट, वीडियो देखते हैं, म्यूज़िक सुनते हैं. चौथा जो काम नहीं करते हैं बहुत सारे लोग, वो है रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट. आप इफ़ यू आस्क द राइट क्वेश्चंस टू दिस स्मॉल मोबाइल through the internet, it will tell you so much information that will make you more and more intelligent. How much hours we give for communication? बातें करते हैं, थोड़ा सा कम करो. फिर हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें देखते रहते हैं इसमें से, अरे न्यूज़ क्या है, उधर क्या हो रहा है, इधर क्या हो रहा है। देखो, थोड़ा कम करो। म्यूज़िक सुनते हैं, वीडियो देखते हैं, पिक्चर देखते हैं, देखो थोड़ा कम करो और थोड़ा ज़्यादा टाइम दो रिसर्च के लिए। भारत विल बिकम नंबर 1 कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज ऑफ यूर रिसर्च। एज द नंबर ऑफ पीपल डूइंग रिसर्च ऑन मोबाइल, आप बस स्टैंड में खड़े हो, स्टेशन में खड़े हो, जहाँ भी, इफ़ योर फ्रेंड हैज़ नॉट कम इन टाइम, नो नीड टू गेट एंग्री, यू मस्ट थैंक हिम। अरे यार, थैंक यू वेरी मच, you came 10 minutes late. In the meantime, I was able to do research. That should be your attitude. Then India will become great. The research work most of the time is done by terrorists. They know everything about your mobile and we know nothing. Thoda jara socho. Has anybody got the answer? Who was P1, who was P2? P1 already told, P2 and B1. Every computer works on 3 principles. There is an algorithm that is based on mathematics. The first mathematician in the world, his name is Bodhayan, not taught anywhere in the university, and they don't have a photo of him here in computer science class. Then it always works on 0101, Pingala, and all the computer science computers, they need a language, maybe COBOL, maybe Java. All these computer languages, they need grammar. The grammar for all the languages of the world, including computer languages, is given by one person, Mr. P. What is his name? अरे वाह, थोड़ा खड़ा रखकर जोर से बोलो, ये लो, जोर से बोलो, पाणिनि। फैंटास्टिक, जरा जोर से जय हिंद, जोर से इनके लिए जय हिंद दीजिए। क्या नाम है आपका? पाणिनि, बोधायन and Pingala are the great grandfathers of most modern computers also. The digital world is based on these 3 people. Okay. What else you find Indian inside this computer? We call it mobile, but this is also computing. It is computer. What else you find in this? Can you tell some Indian name associated with this? Now, let me tell you how Charles Babbage got the information. He got it through one person called Henry Colebrook. Henry Colebrook translated Sanskrit books of Bhaskaracharya, Aryabhatta, Brahmagupta into English. He was the first European who ever translated directly from Sanskrit to European language on science and technology. Earlier in 8th century, one person called Kanha with Al-Faridi, both of them together translated Sanskrit books into Arabic. From Arabic to somebody did it in Persian, from Persian to somebody did it in Latin, and then Europe came to know there is something called zero, there is something called Fibonacci number, there is something called Pascal number. They stole all your knowledge and put their headings. For example, if you can understand my joke, okay? Think carefully, then you will understand the joke. There were so many great photos of great people. So he asked, who is this? He said he invented history. Okay. Then second, he invented geography. Third, he invented political science. Like that, he went on telling about, he invented physics, he invented chemistry, etc. And what is that last photo? He said he invented all these people. How many of you understood what I said? Tell others also what I said and why I said. Those who understood are very few, and therefore the joke goes overhead. Never mind. That is the pathetic scene of Bharat and many of the teachers. They took all your knowledge, put their headings, and we are teaching that. So, isme, there was one person called George Everest. The mountain is named after George Everest, Everest Mountain. It is a crime to call that mountain as George Everest because he never climbed that mountain. But the person who went to the forest 150 years before and measured the heights of each and every hills in that Himalayan belt, whether it is Kanchenjunga, whether it is Kailash, whether it is Everest, the heights of these things in those days, when there are so many wild animals, and in the midst of all these things, he did it, great work. And you cannot measure the height like this in a mountain. You are going like this, but you know trigonometry. If you know this, if you know something else, and from that you have to deduce the height. For that you have to take measurement from different angles, and then you have to go up and find out. You have to take a rope with you and go up and down, and anything can happen. The person who gave lot of this information, somewhere you have to go physically, somewhere you can go through a sextant. There is a meter, that is an instrument by which you can find this slope, height, etc. Whatever existed 150 years before. Do you know what his name is? And the Himalaya should be called in his name. And we are giving credit to another person called George Everest. Find out what is his name. And George Everest came to India at the age of 17. And every 5 years or 2 years, 3 years, he will go back to England, he will come here, he will go. But he stayed here for more than 50 years. He learned Sanskrit. And he was the teacher of Charles Babbage in Sanskrit. George Everest had another brother whose daughter's name is Mary Everest. And Mary Everest says, because she knew that my uncle was teaching Charles Babbage, and therefore Charles Babbage was able to invent this computer. Just think if the Sanskrit books were not available to Europe, do you think today children will be playing with laptop? Impossible. But the real credit is never given. She has written. She was a great mathematician. Then she married another person called Mr. George Boole. George Boole was also a mathematician, and therefore a new mathematical field called Boolean algebra. All came from Sanskrit book translated by Henry Colebrook and Sanskrit taught by George Everest. There would not have been Boolean algebra, there would not have been computer science. You won't be sitting here, I won't be boring you. Maybe it was better. All these have happened because Sanskrit books were given to them. Okay. Do you know anything else in this? Given by Indians to the whole world. In this you have got a chip called Pentium chip. If I don't have Pentium chip, They always write na Pentium inside, Intel inside. Intel is Pentium. They will always have a Logan Pentium. This Pentium chip is given, the father of Pentium chip, who is he? His name is Vinod Dham. Unfortunately, nobody knows in your school. How is it that there must be a big morcha tomorrow against all this? Why are you treating them ignorantly? Vinod Dham is still alive. Without Pentium, nobody will ever purchase a single piece, whether it is mobile, whether it is video, whether it is laptop, whether it is computer. Nobody will buy. Everywhere you need Pentium chip. 97% of the digital world runs because of Intel. Only 3% because of AMD. So, except AMD, 97% is Vinod Dham, and we don't know him. 10% is Apple, 12% is Vivo or Xiaomi, that we know. We know Samsung. All these are less than 20%. We know all of them, and 97% we don't know. Here is a small hole. What do you call this? Why do I need a hole here? Why is this hole given here? Microphone. Another, it's not a microphone, it's a bigger hole. What is for? For charging and for data transfer. What is it called? USB. Suppose there is no USB. Will you ever buy this for 2 rupees? 10 rupees? No. Kachara. USB 100%, and USB is given by Ajay Bhatt of Baroda. I don't see any of his photo here. 100%. No need to remember him. And in this you watch movies. For that you need a card called MPEG-4. If it is only MP3, can you see movie? What is the use of MP3? Only audio. MPEG-4 means you can see. And suppose there is no MPEG-4 in any mobile and he is ready to sell it for 2,000 rupees. Will you buy it? Will anybody buy it? So, this is also 100%. What is his name? Anybody found the answer? You should try to find out what is the easiest way of finding anything. There are different ways of finding also. And unless you crack that easy way of finding things, everything is hidden inside this. Find out. And if you are using it for finding it 10 times, they will come to know the faster way of doing it. But you have never used it, then it will not come. Okay, we will skip that. Nowadays they say 2G, 3G, 4G, and plenty of jokes are there on all these Gs. It has nothing to do with Rahul Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi, etc. But still there are jokes. But what is the G today? 4G? 5G. Very soon 6G is going to come. India already has got more than 200 patents in 6G. And when 6G comes, India will be riding on top of the world. What is the meaning of this 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G? In what way 5G is different from 4G? What is it? Can tell me? The speed of uploading and downloading. Previously you used to get buffing. Has anyone experienced that buffing? Many of you might not have, some of you have. But ever since 5G has come, buffing has stopped. Without 5G, internet video conferencing not possible. Zoom meetings not possible. Corona came from this end, but at the same time 5G came from here, and therefore we were able to hold so many video conferences. Suppose 5G was not there, number of death during corona would have doubled or not. So it gave a big mental relief because you are able to engage yourself, your family members, where are they, how are they, you are able to watch. This 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G is not possible when you are using aluminum wire, when you are using copper wire for transmission. But today you are using something else. What is that? Fantastic. जरा जोर से आप क्या है, स्टूडेंट है क्या? हाँ? ओके. जरा जोर से इनके लिए जय हिंद. We are using fiber optics. अभी आपने नहीं बोलना, आपने नहीं बोलना. चांस हो गया. बाकी लोगों को you can tell somebody and they can answer that. I have no problem. Who is the father of fiber optics? जरा देख के बताओ. Who can tell the first? आप लोग ने नहीं बोलना, आप लोग ने नहीं बोलना. बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? आप उनको बताओ. हाँ. Dr. Narendra Singh Kapani. He is the father of fiber optics, because of which the entire world is connected. The entire world is connected because of USB. Ajay Bhatt. The entire world is connected because of Vinod Dham, Pentium chip. The whole world is connected because of MPEG 4. The whole world is connected because of Narendra Singh Kapani. And none of them ever got a Nobel Prize. Why? Because the people who should be proud of them, the students and the teachers, are not at all interested in them. Why should Nobel Prize be given to you when you are not proud of your people? And a community that does not respect the great people of their own community is condemned to hell. It will never have a great future. What to do? How to reverse it? What is your responsibility in the midst of all these things? I have given you some glimpses, a few names, and many of these names you have come and told me. Narendra Singh Kapani, you told. That means it is not a fake thing that I am telling. Now, what is your responsibility? Forget about the teachers. We are living in a new world called digital world. It is called social media world. In the year 2007, 4 universities came into existence. The WhatsApp University, the Facebook University, the YouTube University, and the Twitter University. And free admission to all of you. After this university, you should not be telling my teacher did not teach me. Everything is known in this university and freely available. When something is free, we don't care for it. We want only entertainment, nothing else. And that is why Indians are not getting Nobel Prize. They are not the culprit. Narendra Singh Kapani has not committed any mistake. Ajay Bhatt is not to be blamed. We are to be blamed. इसको ठीक करना का भी तुम्हारा ही काम है और हो सकता है. क्या करेंगे आप लोग बताइए. आप 2 मिनट बात करके मुझे बताइए. What you will, now that I have given you this much information, what will you do? बात करो. What we can do in our own small way. An ant will do according to ant's size. An elephant will do according to elephant size. Tell me what you are going to do. When I tell them you are free to talk to each other, कोई बात नहीं करेगा. It's a secret word, to keep them quiet. और मैंने बहुत देर पहले प्रश्न पूछा था. Name that person who gave the slogan Jai Hind. And what he has to do with a Hyderabadi called Abid Hassan Zafrani. अभी तक किसी ने नहीं बताया. And that person who gave the slogan Jai Hind later on became the first elected Prime Minister of India. We know nothing about him. Do you know who was the second elected Prime Minister of India? The third elected Prime Minister of India? And non-elected Prime Minister of India? कुछ भी मालूम है क्या? All happened in the last 100 years. In the year 1633, a scientist in Italy said, "A per se movie." The meaning is the earth is moving. Earth is moving around the sun. When he said this, he was taken to court, he was court-martialed, his 2 eyes were plugged out, and all the instruments that he was using were broken, and he was sent to a jail. What is his name? Very, very famous person. Kennedy? Galileo. So in 1633, the world did not know that earth is moving. Hey, how can earth move? If earth is moving, all of it will be thrown away. We will fall down. We are standing. Earth is not moving. And somebody said earth is round. He said, पागल है, उसको कपड़े में जला दिया. If earth is round, you will slip down. गिर जाएंगे आप. You cannot. And I have traveled to all 4 corners of the world. Where is it round? In Hyderabad, is the earth round? In Chennai, is the earth round? I don't see. I went to every part of Chennai. I have not seen. Where is it round? Show me here. You say Hyderabad is round. Is your school ground round? Yes, it is round here like this. Fish tank is round. No. Then how do you know it is round? Therefore it is round. And if it is round, people will fall down. And therefore, put him in jail. And what is the word for geography in Hindi or in Telugu? What is the meaning of Bhugol? And who was the first scientist of the world? That Indian who is representing that earth is round. Name of that scientist who showed to the world earth is round. Not today, thousands of years before. हाँ जी, उधर देखो, उधर हाथ. हाँ जी, yes please. Before Aryabhatta, very good. Huh? Pythagoras. He came to India. He did not become an Indian citizen. Only Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi became Indian citizens. Pythagoras did not become. He also came from there only. Pythagoras came from Greece. But before Pythagoras, who told earth is round? I am talking of an Indian. And these people did not tell earth is round. You are telling Aristotle, you are telling Pythagoras and all. They did not tell earth is round. There was one more great scientist at that time, Archimedes. He did not tell earth is round. Archimedes' famous sentence is, women have 28 teeth and men have 32 teeth because men are stronger than women. Do you agree today with what he has found at that time? All you have to do is ask your mother to open the mouth or his wife to open the mouth and start counting. That he did not do, but guesswork. Men are strong, therefore they have 32 teeth. Women are not physically strong, therefore 28 teeth. If this is the way you are going to create great scientists, then there is a problem. You cannot advance very much in science. He gave another name, Pythagoras. Pythagoras theorem we all know, a square plus b square is equal to c square in a right angle triangle. Now how to find c square? If it is 9, you know it is 3. But if it is 10, how will you find out the square root? You cannot find square root. So it will come irrational. So somebody was working on irrational numbers. His name is Hippasus. While they were going in a boat, Hippasus was talking to some people and tell there are some numbers which are irrational. What is irrational? Cannot be expressed as cannot be divided by two natural numbers. A by B it will not come, where A and B are real numbers. 2 by 3, so it is 2 is real, 3 is real, 2 by 3 is real. But irrational numbers cannot be expressed. The students of Pythagoras, who were more in number, just took Hippasus and threw him into the water and he died. Well, whatever Pythagoras has not taught should not be taught to anybody. Well, he is our God and nothing else should be taught. If this is the approach of scientists, science cannot grow. Therefore, till Sanskrit books went to Europe, Europe was in dark age. Only when the Arabs took Indian Sanskrit books into Spain, a place called Cordoba. In that university, they translated Arabic, Hebrew, and Persian books into Latin. They started learning number system. Otherwise, V means 5, X means X is 10, C is 100, M is 1000, and there it stops, nothing more than M. With this ABCD, you cannot do addition, you cannot do subtraction, you cannot do multiplication or division. Only when Indian knowledge system of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this is called decimal system, and this decimal system you can see in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa also. And in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, they have a vernier caliper, and that also is based on decimal system. And in the Vedas, we have got decimal system. So we have a textbook with decimal system. We have got actual excavations on decimal system. Only when this went to Europe, Europe started learning mathematics, physics, chemistry, engineering science, etc. And many of these engineering sciences that they learnt in India, they took it there, they removed the front page cover, they removed the photos, they put their photos and they are selling you. They looted India of $45 trillion of money plus $45,000 of knowledge, but we don't make noise about knowledge because nobody is doing a PhD on any of these subjects. Now, what is your responsibility? I was asking you. There are 7 days in a week in India. What about Russia? How do you know? What about England? How do you know? And what you call Ravivar, what you say in Telugu? Adivaram. What is the meaning of Ravi? Sun. And they say Sunday. What you call Somavara, Soma means moon, and they say moon day. What you call Shanivara, Shani is Saturn, they say Saturn day. Then there are 12 months in a year, Chaitra, Vaishak in Telugu. How many they have in England? How many they have in Russia? Everywhere in the world 12. Who gave this 12? Who gave this number 7? Vedas. The English month today starts with January. 100 years before, it started with March. When his army is standing, and when you say March, it will start walking. So March is the first month. March, April, May, 3 months. June, July, August, 6 months. The word for 7 in Sanskrit or Telugu is Sapta. Saptarishi. September. 8 is Ashta. October. The 9 is Nava. November. 10 is Dasa. 11th month is January. All these 11 months will have 30 or 31 days. The last month is February, sometimes 28 days, sometimes 29 days. The whole world learned from India, and Indians are learning from others. What an irony. Midnight, 12 o'clock, they change their time. They say new date is born. Why? Because in India it is 5 o'clock in the morning. And because you are changing the date in the morning 5 o'clock, they are changing at 12 o'clock because they want to keep in line with India. And why you are changing at 12 o'clock? Then where will they go?